Good evening and salutations, my BMD fans. Okay, so this whole thing, Steffi versus Hope, Hope's not there blaming all her problems, the end of her relationship, the destruction of her family, it's all on Steffi's, it's all Steffi's fault. You know, at the end of the day, I blame Hope for this, okay? Because there are so many men in LA. Hell, you could have went out with Carter, but you choose the one guy who you knew loved you more than you loved him, and you used him as Steffi so eloquently put it, a sex toy. Okay, and even Steffi was like, "Listen, if this was just hooking up every now and then, and that's where it was, fine." But Hope talks about the possibility of marriage, and Thomas wanted to actually be married, right? Because people keep saying, well, she wasn't ready, she wasn't ready. Then at some point, you don't think that maybe you should sit there and exit left if you weren't ready after the first time that he proposed to you? I mean, seriously, let's stop and think about that for a minute, okay? Because people are sitting there saying that, well, she just got out of a marriage and it was serious. Okay, let's just sit there and say it's all true, right? It's all true. Then why do you not do the decent thing and step away from the marriage, step away from the situation? You wanted marriage, and he's sitting there talking about he can wait after he got turned down. Does that seem like somebody that's in their senses? No, right? So wouldn't you be doing the adult thing by stepping back and be like, this isn't going to work? And the thing is, you share a child together, right? So you even doing this in the first place was already a reckless decision on your part. Was already a reckless decision on your part. And everyone kept there telling you, don't do this if you're not willing to commit. This whole I need more time. No, boo boo, you are out of time. You are out of time. Why? Because men do not actually have an infinite amount of patience. That's why. So, going into that, no one could wind up doing to your relationship with him as far as Douglas and everything like that. And you knew that Douglas wanted y'all to get back together. And you didn't even sit there and factor that in. Why? Because you had to sit there and get your rocks off. So this whole blaming Steffi, da 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 da. Granted, I'm not a fan of when Steffi was sitting there ass shaming her. Just not. The whole coming at her. I mean, she pretty much was sitting there saying that you use sex as a way of controlling him, just like your mom controlled my dad, and so forth and so on. That stuff before, that's kind of ODing a little bit, but I don't know the history, so whatever. At the end of the day, and when she tried to slap her, Steffi was like, no, we ain't doing that. Okay? Steffi, let me tell you something. Hope Logan fans. Steffi is the queen of LA. Okay? It's not just a fancy title. It's an actual thing. But I don't know. I sit there and again, and I try to look at it from both sides, and I understand that she was 100% from jump, and she was not ready to commit, and she needed time. She just got a relationship, but when the guy asked you to marry him once, you said no, and he still wanted to be with you. That's on you. That was on you because you knew what he wanted. And how he was like, oh, you could just wear this around your neck. Come on, seriously? You didn't think at some point that he might have wanted to sit there and put that on your finger? He clearly seems like a guy that doesn't really want to sit there and wait because he has feelings too. And I'm not saying she needs to rush her feelings, but you certainly need to sit there and step away from the whole situation. You knew how much he felt about you, especially after he proposed to you, and it was just supposed to be a casual hookup. Now, our Ridge and Brooke are defending their kids. You know, Brooke keeps on saying, well, she needs more time, she needs more time. Okay, cool, but he doesn't have to sit there and wait. She's upset that he took Douglas, saying that she had rights. And Ridge was like, yeah, but Douglas wanted to go. I know that she's in her feelings and she's like, you know, she wants to protect Hope, but at the end of the day, he wanted to leave. I guess on some level I can understand what she's talking about because she's like, you know, he's a child. You know, it's up to us to sit there and really make the tough decisions. But and the whole joint custody thing. Now they go back and forth, and they're trying not to let this stuff between their kids get in the way of their relationship. But I think they can only be somewhat partial or somewhat cool, level-headed up until a point. And I hope this sit there and say that she's going to get revenge, and I already know how that's going to wind up happening because Finn isn't over what Steffi did, not really. And Hope is just going to be there. And she's just going to be there as a sounding board and somebody to sit there and, you know, talk to. And, you know, one thing leads to the next. And we got Loving in the Afternoon. Now, Zendy comes over, um, talks to Luna. Because, you know, RJ's just on that long 30-minute run. Um, and just some of the stuff he just says is like, bro, like he asked her, you know, you didn't say anything yet. Are you going to say anything? Do you want to say anything? I mean, you shouldn't say anything because of blah, 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 blah. And Luna's like, I'm doing this to keep the peace. I'm doing this to keep the peace. I don't want to do this, but I'm doing this to keep the peace. He keeps sitting there talking about, well, you know, I would, if it happened, you know, if I would have knew, I would have never done that. But with that being said, I just can't stop thinking about that night. I mean, can you stop not thinking about that night? I mean, do you think of me? Bro, you think she wants to think about you when she is torn up inside and she has the look of guilt on her face? You keep sitting there pressuring her not to say anything, and you're just like, so you think about me at night? I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you know, I mean, I didn't want it to happen, but you know, since it did, you thinking about me, like, bro, what are you doing? I've been using the word out of pocket throughout this whole week, particularly with General Hospital. And when you come over and you start acting like that, bro, you are out of pocket. It just seems like he just goes, it's like he does this 1 minute, he's trying to be sympathetic and he's being regretful and, you know, he's like, I didn't mean to do that. And then the next minute he's like, so do you, you know, you think about us? I mean, future with us or anything like that? I'm like, bro, what are you doing? She's trying to move forward and you keep bringing up that night and you keep talking about how it was a mistake, but it's like it's a happy mistake to you. You think that she wants to hear that? Like, it just, I don't want to sit there and say it's creepy, but it almost seems like, do you just not have social cues, like social skills or anything like that? Like, why would you bring up something that she's uncomfortable with that she has to keep buried because the people around her keeps telling her to do it, but then bring up, you know, I'm crazy about you, right? Like, especially when you say things like that, it's like, okay, you already know that he didn't mean to do it. So why does he keep saying, but he's crazy about you? Like, that's still a possibility. Or we could just sit there and get over that whole thing. I mean, Luke and Laura, I mean, that's a love story for the ages. So, I mean, you know, not Luke. So, just saying. Yeah, I don't get it. It's funny I bring up Luke and Laura because even people who don't watch General Hospital know who Luke and Laura is. Just like back in the day when I was just watching Port Charles, One Like to Live in General Hospital. Still knew who Victor Newman was. Just saying. I feel like there's more to dissect from this episode, so we'll talk about it in a live stream tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll go over all the shows because I got some stuff to talk about on the Young the Young and Restless also, as well as Days of Our Lives, and obviously General Hospital. We're going to talk about them all. We're going to be talking about all of them. And with that being said, I'm going to go. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and see you in live stream tonight.